What is up, everybody? You are rocking with Lyle's Movie Files. I am Jeffrey Lyles. Joining me, as always, the little brother Jace. How are you today?
Doing good. How are you, bro?
I won't complain just yet. Stay tuned. Chief, what's up with you, man?
What's going on, fellas? How y'all feeling?
Cooling, and the immortal words of Levert. And Gunner, what's up with you, man?
Good. How's everybody feel? Besides cooling.
You know,
Good.
turning dreams into reality.
Mm.
Yeah.
Nice.
Or not. So, this past weekend, we were able to actually come together right now and see a movie in person. It was quite the spectacle. It was A Quiet Place Part 2. Chief has been excited thoroughly about seeing this movie for about 2 years. So, Chief, I'm just going to let you talk about your experience watching A Quiet Place 2. And then Jason and I will have some comments afterwards. But take it away, Chief.
Man, let me for our listeners, man, let me tell you, you don't realize how bad you missed the movies until you go. And walking into a theater again was a great experience, man. The smell of popcorn, people running around, people cutting the line in front of you, just good times. So we get into the theater. You know, the previews come, look like some, just the preview times, which was, you forget how much you love that time. Boom. Quiet Place 2 starts off. Did kind of a flashback, which was excellent to me. That flashback probably, in essence, was probably the greatest part of the movie, in a sense. So, because the flashback made sense. It made sense. Now, I'm not gonna go in here and bash the Quiet Place 2 as hard as my cohorts and henchmen here probably will. But I will say that from the beginning on, it made less sense with the decisions the characters made. At the end of the first Quiet Place, you saw them, you knew they had killed the other two monsters coming. At that point, your area was monster free. So in my mind, it made no sense for you to leave. Like, you had established an area without monsters now. You had killed the 3 monsters in your area. There was no place for you to move on. There was no reason. Yet our characters journey on. They come across some other situations, and the whole time, which made the movie annoying, was the decision making of our characters. Like I said, I'm not going to go into that. I'll let my coworkers handle that part. But here's what I'll say about The Quiet Place overall. It was watchable. Like, to come back in, and hold on, to come back in from not watching anything, it was better than Wonder Woman. If you start to think about the movie, it'll blow it for you. So,
all right, okay, because you have walked back on your enthusiasm quite a lot. That's why I was making a face, because you were like, watchable. I was ready for you to go, it was the greatest movie of the year.
No.
Yeah, because to me, it was fine. Like you, that opening act was amazing. It was great. It was like, yes, this is Quiet Place. People were acting in a responsible, sensible, and logical way. They hear noise. They see this big asteroid coming while they're having a game. Nobody's like, well, let's just keep playing ball. Everybody's like, nope, we're out of here. I mean, that was like the smartest mass response to something I think I've ever seen in a horror movie. They were like, nope, we're out of here. But after that, it was just like dumb decision after dumb decision after dumb decision. I mean, it was just like, come on. Little kid, I mean, he was responsible for so much stupidity in this joint, and I'm just like, it's the problem when we focus on kids. Kids make dumb decisions, and we can't leave anything up to kids because they just ruin it. So he messed it up big time. Then we had some shaky logic. We had some amazing coincidences. Hey, they can't swim, but this lone boat is going to follow you. That stretched a bit of logic to me. And then, my man Jimon Hansu. I mean, it's like he's in the trailer longer than he's in the movie. I'm just like, how did they kill him? How did they take him out the way that made him look like he's never watched a horror movie before? Like, in what horror movie do you turn your back to the potential murderer? You don't do that. You go, hey, here's a wall. Let me put my back against the wall. This Joker's like, I don't care that this garage door is partially closed. I will stand on this side where it's very easy to get grabbed and yoked up. This is not making sense. If for a black person, that lack of survival instinct is insulting. He's the last person that would be like, nah, I'm good. I'm just going to stay here in this open space. His basic survival instincts would go, here's a wall, and here's something open. This is what I'm not about to do.
Any black fighters?
No, not just that. In this movie, I'm not going to leave the door open where I've potentially led the monster with me and continue to talk, so the monster will figure out where.
They clearly knew where the monster was. It wasn't like the monster teleported back to the community. I mean, it was chasing after them. It was like, nah, I'm gonna go back to the other cats. And they were making noise the whole time. So I mean, if noise is everything, then
I think that bothered me less than the cold cowardness of that child. And then the whole time he's a cold coward, and then he does that. Why would he do that? Walk off by himself. You've been a cold coward the whole time since the first show.
I'm gonna leave the baby chilling with the oxygen so I can go explore, even though my leg is mangled and I can barely walk, let alone climb a ladder to go up there and see what's what. And then manage to get afraid of something, get super shook at something that I know would exist.
Cold coward. Yeah. He was a cold coward.
All right, so that's it with Quiet Place 2. Like Chief, I watched it again because, why not? Unlike Chief, I was like, oh man, I remember all these things I hate about going to the movies. Why does this chick have a baby attached to her hip? Why is she at the movies? Or did babysitters stop working after the pandemic? We're done. We're out of here. So she was there, the super long lines of people like, yo, what do they have in this menu? Like, oh my gosh, you were in line for 20 minutes like me. Why didn't you choose something? And then the super slow employees. I get it. They haven't been working. So maybe they're just in like carbon freeze status. And they're like walking in slow motion and moving. Hey, where is the popcorn maker? Where's the butter? Where is the cups? I get that. But the people ordering, gosh, it's the worst. And I feel like there's one more thing in that. Yeah, like the cost, man. I'm like, yo, what's good? Going to the fridge and just pulling out a free soda. Or essentially a free soda. That wasn't like this big, this big. And having a straw this big, and maybe it's not a paper straw, but you know what I'm saying. But yeah, so it was quite the experience. And I was like, you know what I miss? Watching movies on my computer or my TV screen. But yeah. But it was good being around fellas.
The viewers should know, rent your own theater. It makes it.
You're gonna go big like Chief.
No, I'm not saying like me. I'm saying that it made a difference. You were in a collection of people you knew. It wasn't a whole lot of foolery going on.
Speaking of foolery, let's go to the big news for the week. In the most dramatic, unexpected, unpredictable ending to any Bachelor in any season, Chris Harrison has left the franchise for good after dramatic exit negotiation. ABC was like, we're not really trying to bring you back just yet. And Chris was like, yo, I paid my time. I was on the bench. Ready to get back in, coach. Put me back in. They're like, it's not quite time. But the funny thing to me in all this news was that Chris tried to come to the defense of Rebecca.
Kirk Connell?
Huh?
Kirk Connell or something?
Kirk Connell. Whatever. And she is back with Matt James. And it's just on the hush. Nobody's talking about that. But I wanted to make sure. Rachel, Kurt Connell, and Matt James are back together. And
he put in the work, you know.
yeah,
It was real hard
Matt
work.
made sure to look good for everybody. Was like, yo, I got my black card rolling. You know, it's just dawned on me that this white girl that I decided to date and choose, despite there being a plethora of black women, does not know what it's like to be a black man in America. That was my favorite part of that whole season when he said that. And he used that as his basis for not staying with her. So apparently, in the course of time, since that season finale and now, Rachel has made tremendous strides to become woke and a black woman and understanding what it is to be black in America. I feel like she should write a book, like top 50 things I learned as a white woman about being black in America to date my black bachelor. I got the title all for him. Yeah, I just thought it was really interesting that after putting her out there like that, he decided to get back with her and just kind of be like, hopefully no one cares about me anymore and I can just get back with the love of my life.
Yes, there was must have been some kind of face-saving measure of being famous one way or the other, dumping her or not. You know what I mean? Yeah. I've been the brother that brought the white girl to the bar, and then like all the black girls looking at you like, what's wrong with you? Maybe he got too much of that. I don't know.
Apparently he's like, you know what? I can take.
But he said, screw it, I don't care, and good for you.
Right.
Kumbaya, brother. I guess.
This dude is whack. So I'm happy that he's
right.
whack.
Like this is the first like that's also like I can definitely speak from this perspective, but the rest he's kind of trash, so I don't really care.
He's quite trash. Like there's a big dumpster fire of it, and he's just like, oh, I think this is my seat. So yes, yeah. And Chris Harrison's upset because he's like, listen, I was only trying to defend the woman that I knew my boy Matt was going to choose, and you know she went to an antebellum themed party. Who doesn't do that in 2018? The woke police have just done too much. And nobody was feeling it. And then he was upset. Harrison's team was like, how are you going to have David Spade come and be one of the co-hosts of Bachelor in Paradise? David Spade was talking about cancel culture too. Way back when Shane Gillis got fired from Saturday Night Live for controversial comedy sketches. So comedy's a little bit different, one. Two, you're the Bachelor guru. You don't need to be involved in defending anybody. Jace, what do you think about this foolishness?
David Spade.
Okay. Somebody who knows the end of the story, feel like, okay, we need to kind of frame this so everybody doesn't come in that like he's a moron.
Too late.
Yeah, I mean, we all kind of probably from week 3 we were like, yeah, this dude could be a moron. Yep, he's a moron.
I don't feel like it. I think that could was eliminated.
Yeah,
almost as quickly as the black women.
So Christian's like, I know the ending of the story. I got to kind of spin it because everybody's, like I said, everybody's going to come to Matt saying he's a moron. Everybody's going to come. So I got to like try and save the franchise from not having the first black bachelor marrying. Could be a very, you know, this girl's kind of, you know, a race oblivious person. Let's say that. And we kind of have to save face. The next Aisha, Rachel, we don't want them to feel unincluded, so we have to kind of, hey, you know, we're just being too much. I might have had too much tequila again before I said this, so I didn't make it the most articulate. Like, I kind of understand. It was like, hey, I was saving the franchise. I took the bullet for the franchise. I want some kind of, I mean, not saying, hey, I did everything right, but, you know, put me on Good Morning America, you know, mea culpa, you know, make me wait out the Bachelor in Paradise, but I come on for the next Bachelor after a year off. You know, I've done my homework. And we're good, right? It seems like ABC was like, nah.
They really weren't. I mean, they were like, you are an example. And you, my friend, have to take this one for every racial controversy that's ever existed on this franchise. I don't necessarily feel bad for Chris because, I mean, he said what he said, and his whole act of trying to defend the chick who clearly is clueless or she may be a little bit racist. You know, Jeff Foxworthy deal there. you may be a bit racist if you go to an antebellum theme party in 2018. But I don't think that he's like malicious with it, but boy, he really took the blow on this one for everything, for all the undertones of controversy with The Bachelor not understanding, being aware of their black participants and so forth. And yeah, he's gonna have to find a new gig. Maybe he can go to BET and host the BET version of The Bachelor.
I mean, that works for like Steve Harvey when he screws up and all that. Like, oh, let's go do something black on BET because that way I don't look like I'm screwing up. That's probably a good thing. You should be his agent. Probably a good deal.
You know, I should be a lot of people's agents because I could help them. I'd be like, no, let's not talk about that controversy right now. Let's move forward. Maybe we can introduce you to a nice black girlfriend. In that way, you can get your pass and get invited to cookouts. Who knows? Just make sure you don't have the phone to call anybody. All right, but the Bachelor news is not done because Jay said he could have blamed it on the alcohol, but he will not be able to. But Little John will be part of the Bachelor in Paradise co-hosting roles. So we're going to have an episode of Bachelor in Paradise with Little John, who, in terms of my radar inspection of the things that are popular and cool, stopped being relevant about 2009, maybe. And so he's going to be there. And so is Titus Burgess, Kimmy Smith, which is so great because he can talk about Kimmy Smith's issues as well. So it's like it's all full circle. We just can't get away from it. And Lance Bass is going to be there. And Lance Bass at least has a black boyfriend from Tropic Thunder, so he's cool, no problems.
See, we can't help but laugh at this. It's like,
this is fucking.
Like the dude.
We need all the representation. Let's just get the token gay dude who. Oh, that's a perfect token gay dude. Let's get the token black dude. There's plenty of them. I guess Little John needs work. Get him over here.
Little John needs work. I mean, I can't understand why we got him on there. That's amazing.
And we actually had a co-host who did the after the rose ceremony.
Oh, he did just fine.
We're just like, nah, he was too controversial. He actually called out our shit. Like,
you said Titus Burgess?
Yeah, dude. Kimmy Smith got her own controversy going now. Have you heard about this?
I have not.
Oh God. Oh.
I mean, I could have seen this coming, but I didn't think it would happen since it was a successful thing. But we'll see.
So she ended up, her name, Ellie Kemper, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she was at a 1999 Veiled Prophet ball, and this joint does not have black people in the ball, and it's been sort of hinted that it's majorly racist.
I was sitting here like, is that like Renfest? Because
so she
you ain't gonna see that many black people there either.
On her deal, when I was 19, I decided to participate in a debutante ball in my hometown. The century-old organization that hosted the debutante ball had an unquestionably racist, sexist, and elitist past. I was not aware of this history at the time, but ignorance is not an excuse. I was old enough to have educated myself before getting involved. As a 19-year-old, I could understand not knowing stuff back in 1999. That's different than 2009, 2019.
That was
99.
99 2 years ago.
Huh?
99 versus 2 years ago. And where's she from?
Yeah. I mean, because 99 is like you have to work to get online, basically, to find out stuff.
But where's she from?
Where's she from? Missouri.
Yeah, they don't know shit up. Come on, man. Did you even get dial-up in Missouri in 99? Like, dude.
So, anyway, I just mentioned that because it's just, they can't help but stumble into like, oh, what did we step into? Some more controversy. So,
well, that I felt like she lean into that one. She's like, oh, people gonna find this out. Let me just throw it out there, or find out.
Yeah, I mean, it was 99. I was like, I don't know if I'd dig up stuff that I did in 98, 97. Like, if you find it, good for you.
Right.
But Good luck.
Right.
All right. Now, speaking of things being dug up, let me know what you think about this one, Chief, because you love horror. So I know you're going to love this combination here. Rob Zombie is going to direct a new monster-themed movie based on the Munsters.
Does anybody even know who the Munsters is?
There's at least 2 generations that don't know who the hell the Munsters are.
And really, the Munsters wasn't even our generation.
It was
like, we just caught the tail end of that as kids and watched it. That shit was in black and white when we were young.
Indication.
That was like our grandparents' show.
Yeah, it was black and white, man.
Our parents. And we happened to watch the reruns. Okay, so maybe like 3 or 4 generations have no idea who the hell the Munsters are.
Yeah.
Wow.
Here's the thing, man. And I don't know who's gonna be mad at me for saying this. I don't really dig Rob Zombie movies.
I like how you set it up like you're about to say it's the most controversial thing.
I don't know. I mean, I don't. Nowadays, we get canceled for that type stuff. They would like cancel Lyle's movie files. He doesn't like Rob Zombie. I just don't really.
No, he's just my co-host. But I didn't know his views on Rob Zombie before I brought him on.
You never know.
Rob Zombie would be tweeting. Discriminating on the guy.
I just don't like his movies. Like, people be like, yeah, Rob, and I'm just like, that's not that great to me.
Yeah.
Trying to think of the last one I was like, I want to see that. Oh, Rob Zombie? Okay, sure. I think
his Halloween, like his first that was okay.
But it's just bringing it back.
Yeah, it didn't really have like the same kind of Halloween feel to me. It was like, all right, well, this is what Halloween would look like if it was grimier and grittier and made for today's audience. But it wasn't like, oh, this is so good. I mean, it was fine for what it was. I don't have it in my collection.
So I don't want to see the Monsters. I don't want to see, and like I said, I'm not interested in a Rob Zombie movie without that whack content. And to know that we're going to, you know what I mean? Like, are the monsters going to be, you're going to ramp it up so they kill now? I don't, like, what happens? You know what I mean? They bring people to the house and kill them? That's just, nah, I'm good. I'm cool. I'm going to chill on that. But hey, look at Lyle's movie files to get the full review of the new Rob Zombie monster movies. It will be.
And that was some quality plugging. That's excellent work. I'm glad that he's going with the Munsters and not trying the Addams Family, because the snap would have just been different. It would have been like a hard electric guitar. But that's all right. All right, MacGruber is coming back to Peacock and rejoining Will Forte and Kristen Wiig and Ryan Felipe are Sam Elliott, Lawrence Fishburne, and Mickey Rourke. Jace, how excited are you about seeing MacGruber? And does this make you want to find out how you can access MacGruber on your Peacock streaming service? There we go. I need to finish that sentence. You're on mute, bro. I know you're saying some amazing stuff, but you're mute.
Yes. So, I actually get Peacock free with my Comcast cable, and I can safely tell you that I will not search out MacGruber, even though it is free on my cable.
When I saw MacGruber, and he was in the graveyard, and he was like with his wife, and then I was just like, yeah. So when that movie ended, and of course I didn't go to the movie theater to see it. It was on cable, of course. I never envisioned that they'd make, like, what the hell? Like, what goes on nowadays where they're bringing back these subpar movies? Are we out of ideas? I always
think so, man.
When I listen to music, I think to myself, at what point will we get to where every lyric has been pretty much spit at this time? You know what I mean? Rap-wise or love songs, or when everything's finally just said, and you just got to go into the archives and be like, yeah. And I think that's where we are at the point in movies and TV shows, to be honest with you, where we're just regurgitating. Like, somebody found Biggie's rhyme book and didn't realize, like, Biggie had already put these songs out, and then came back and was like, yeah, check me out. And I'm just, that's the kind of thing we're going on now. I mean, nobody wants to see MacGruber. Nobody wants to see MacGruber, man.
That's what I was
Nobody
like.
wants to
Are
see
they
the
gonna do like a
monster.
Freddy got? Yeah. Are they gonna do like a Freddy Got Fingered series?
Nobody
Like,
wants to
that's
see
what it
Freddy
sounds like
getting
to me,
fingered.
right? They're bringing back MacGruber. Why not?
Let's bring back Howard the Duck.
I mean, they actually need to do that better.
Well, that would be in Marvel, so it would be fine.
That's
It would be
under
like
Marvel
the
now.
best
That'd be in the
Howard
MCU
the Duck
somewhere. That
You
actually
think-
might work.
ever.
You think it'd be
People would be
decent now?
Yeah, people would be like, oh, I never knew I needed a Howard the Duck movie in my life, but I do, and it was amazing. And it was like, well, yeah, okay, kind of was.
You thought the first one was amazing too.
I did when I was a
Listen,
kid.
I'm not going to be one of these people who grow up and forget what they like as a child because,
Exactly.
I'm going to...
Can't take the heat. Get
I
out.
like the movie. The movie
I
was
hated the movie.
entertaining. I liked it. I laughed. I watched it multiple times as a kid. I have not watched it now, but that's no indictment of the movie's quality. I just haven't watched it in a while.
You're on mute, Jace. You're on mute, Jace.
Jason, you're on mute again.
I hated Howard the
Jason,
Duck.
you're like 40,000 years old if you're still on mute, man. Get off mute. We want to hear what you got to say. There you go.
We still can't hear you.
That was Okay, seriously, like you did not like as a kid. You didn't like Howard the Duck.
That is very strange.
Yeah, I mean, like as an adult, I'm sure it probably has its flaws. But as a child, I enjoyed the hell out of that movie.
I hated Howard the Duck was just weird. It was a weird looking thing to me, and I didn't like the way he looked. And I remember as a kid not liking Howard because
That's fair if you didn't like the way he looked. That's fair. Totally fair. I get it.
Like the new, like when they always throw Howard the Duck in the cameos in like Marvel movies, and when he's in like Thor, what was it? Was it
The second one, Dark World.
Yeah, he's been in a couple of them, I think.
He's been in the Guardians movies. I don't remember him in Thor.
He was in the background of Dark World when they were giving him the ether.
Like we actually
But he got blown up.
talking and all that stuff.
And he was drinking with Stan Lee with the Watchers, I think. Yeah.
And he was apparently, they inserted him into the fight against Thanos in Endgame.
Who did that?
No, I think that was a thing, actually.
Hilarious.
I thought I remember reading that. Hey,
No.
Chi, I am very much looking forward to John Wick Chapter 4. Because Donnie Yen is joining this massive production. And really, that's all I needed. So we've got him, but we're also going to have Pennywise come into the fray. Because Bill Skarsgård is also joining the cast.
Okay.
So John Wick is going to be killing a bunch of fools. And he's going to have to deal with Pennywise and Donnie Yen. How excited are you about this movie? And are you really looking forward to seeing Academy Award-winning actress Halle Berry back in action? Gunner, because I know that's your favorite actress.
Here's the thing about John Wick. They've done well with keeping Keanu's lines little. They did similar with Halle. Like they were, if they gave her like 4 or 5 less lines, it would have been perfect. But they still did okay. They were like, all right, cool. Then I'm like, when she started talking about the dogs, and I was like, man, you don't need it. All right, cool. But the dogs was a cool effect. I didn't need an explanation from you.
Yes.
But I guess you're the best person to give the explanation because they're your dogs. But I need you to act that better as usual. But it was like, it's like, I mean, I don't know anybody that hasn't evolved from acting in 20 goddamn years, but that's her.
Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, but he was a rapper first, so he at least got that excuse. Shit. But
He wasn't a good rapper, though. He was a mediocre rapper.
That was his best role ever.
Rapper?
Feel it. Like, that's a whole different character than every other character that he's ever played.
No, I think his best character was in The Italian Job because the cast that he was surrounded with was so good that they rose his charisma levels up that he could be a credible leader.
Brought his bullshit down. You're right.
Right. I mean, you're working with Jason.
That cast was amazing.
Mos Def, Charlize Theron, Donald Sutherland,
Nathan,
Seth Green. I mean, you can't help but show up because if you can in that setting, you just should never bother with it at all. So yeah, Jace, what do you think about this, man? Are you looking forward to John Wick 4 based off these new additions to the cast?
Man, here's the funny thing is, you can have don't really need names to this cast to make it good. Like, guy from Parabellum, like the dude like the bald-headed dude, he was actually fighting at the end of the movie. Like, he didn't need to be there, but he was good. Like, Donnie Yu, if he's there, I don't need him there. But as long as y'all got somebody for him to kind of bounce one-liners on, some 40-plus-year-old kung fu against, I'm good. John Wick is one of those very easy movies. Y'all stay in this lane right here, I'm good. Like, if you want to go with, like, some Matrix 4 type crap, you're probably going to lose me. Like, I don't need Keanu spitting out, philosophy. I just need him breaking bones and stabbing people with pencils. I'm good.
I really want Matrix 4 to be like, yo, wake up from John Wick. Because all 4 movies were just Neo still asleep from when he got captured in 3. That's what I want to happen in Matrix 4. Other than that, I'm not watching this movie.
I need him to wake up before the ending of Matrix 3.
Let's say.
And then that'll be the end, right? Like, that's it. The end.
Whoa! What a crazy dream. No, he could be another Sandra Bullock. And he could be like, wow, you'll never believe the dream I had. Go back to sleep. Don't forget you got
let him wake up next to... Let him wake up next to Bill or Ted. I forget which one he was, honestly. So, yeah. But no, man, John Wick, like, I think the Donnie Yen ad had to go that high because of the two short brothers from all the other kung fu movies, like the Raid and like those cats, because one was in Raid 1 and one was in Raid 2. You know what I mean? So those two brothers, I think that scene was great. How you gonna top that? All right, Donnie Yen. Why not?
I know, man. I think that's one series that could manage to do some craziness. Chief, you excited about it too?
Yeah, absolutely. We had Batwoman in the last one. Did we upgrade or did we downgrade? You know what I mean? That's what you got to ask.
Wait, we had...
That wasn't the last one. That was like the second one. Yeah.
I thought that was the last one that came through. Anyway, one of them was in. So John Wick, like Jay said, man, John Wick has a lane. If it stays in that lane, the formula will be good. If they tone down the action and Keanu Reeves gets chatty, I'm tell you, man, people are gonna be walking out of John Wick like we did on the Flintstones.
Up in here.
Like the end of 3, we're like, okay, we're done here.
Yeah. So
an extension of myself. No, John, just keep killing people.
Follow the White Rabbit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm back.
Okay. I think I'll go.
It's like, that's horrible. Oh, yeah.
Hey, listen, did you see the White Rabbit? All right.
Oh, yeah. No. I forgot about that.
All right. So Jace texted me something today that I just did not have the energy to try to believe was possible. But he told me that as it stands right now, Batwoman is a better show than The Flash. And I watched yesterday's episode of The Flash, and I find it possible that the show could actually be better than The Flash, because The Flash has been terrible. And I don't even know where they can put up the white flag of submission and surrender, but they need to wave it so they can fix it. I don't know how. If Cisco's like, I'm out, I'm done, I'm leaving the show, and we got Chester, who's going to try to do it without the same great quality of hair. Caitlin and Killer Frost are still there. And Cecile is doing something where it looks like she's fighting the same villain from earlier with Psych. And Iris is... I don't know what's going on with Iris. So, Jace, tell me why Batwoman is better. We saw the images of Luke Fox as Batwing. And I was like, wow, okay, that costume looks great. But I remember not liking Batwoman because they never focused on... What's that character's name? Oh, Batwoman. Right.
Batwoman.
So, help me out.
Okay.
When did this change happen? When did the mood change?
Oddly enough, it's been happening for probably like the last 3 weeks, so like after the Batwoman break.
Oh.
Kind of like, even though Kate is alive, they've not been focusing on the hunt for Kate because Kate's back. And they're kind of focusing on Javico Leslie's character. And they actually put up like a credible, like, hey, like when Supergirl tried to hit the, hey, this is what black people face, and it's ridiculous. Everyone rolls their eyes collectively. They actually did one in the last 2 episodes. It's like, that wasn't beating me over the head. Job. I think one of the worst things about CW is like when they focus on like kind of their main character be serious, kind of hopeful, it's at their best. When they have everybody be a joke character, that's when all of their shows go to trash. Like final episode for Cisco.
Hold on, because I want to be able to tell him this because I know he's gonna love this. Gunner, one word, karaoke.
Yeah, damn it. Did they all sing like on Glee? How many Glee characters were there?
I mean, it was a karaoke.
All of them sang.
It was a karaoke, and they did Poker Face.
Wow.
And that was Cisco's Going Away, which a kind of a funny callback, but if it wasn't for the Harry and Chester dance off in the middle of the episode
with breakdancing,
I mean, it was just like
they learned nothing from Spider-Man 3. Jesus Christ!
Nothing.
Gunner, this was the one time I was really hoping my wife didn't come into the room because I was gonna feel very embarrassed. I was like, man,
why are you this ish?
I would have felt less embarrassed if I was watching some adult movie and she came in like, oh, what's up? But this one, I was like, please don't come in because I'm not gonna have an answer, and I'm just gonna be like, I know it's terrible. Just please close the door. I'm ashamed to.
Yeah, so that's. I mean, it was. I was watching it. I mean, because again, I made the typical mistake of watching Superman. And
gosh!
And I'm like, all right, well, I guess I got to go to this Flash thing. And then it was just like, oh my gosh, this is horrible. Man, like, this is one of your main characters' exit, and y'all make it a joke. And it was just like, all y'all need is just a little modicum of seriousness. Have Chester or Caitlin be the comic relief and Barry be the hopeful hero. I mean, we're bringing out Rainbow Raider 2.
Question. Why does everybody, every time they bring back a rogue, they're like, yo, let's make her a woman. Like, they never switch it up. It's always a woman. And they do the same stupid mistake that they did when they were dudes. All right, they're taken out in one episode, never to be seen or heard from again. And this was awful because Barry, the world's worst superhero, was like, oh, it's okay that you weren't trying to hurt anybody. I mean, she was going to drop money from a blimp onto Central City. Now, coins from a blimp probably would kill someone, right?
No, diamonds from a blimp from, let's say, 200 feet, not going to be so well for anybody. But then also, what really annoyed me is like Cisco's like, Barry, I can't let you sacrifice myself. No, the supervillain's right there in the blimp with you.
Yeah.
You know.
Unless she midway stop being a supervillain. Oh, by the way, I got a job for you with the mayor, and I recommend you. You're good. Oh, cool. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to hurt anybody.
Don't worry about that dude who gave you a $2 million check, got fired, and will never be able to work in a bank. You're good.
Very just believe in justice.
I truly recommend. I say this. Watch. You would actually enjoy watching the last 3 to 4 episodes of Batwoman.
All right, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna watch.
Alice is no longer 50% of the show.
Oh, you should have led with that, bro. I mean, that was the lead.
Sometimes you gotta lead with the best closing argument if you remember it.
All right. Well, that's that. So I'm gonna watch Batwoman and put Flash on timeout, and make sure that I watch Superman and Lois because it's like the greatest DC show, and actually is able to hold its own against Marvel shows and actually look like a competent TV show. It's amazing what she did.
Did you watch the last episode?
I haven't watched last night. I was watching. It was super late, and I was like, I don't want to get tired watching a good show. I'm gonna watch it tonight probably.
You made the wrong call.
It's all right. I don't mind because I know Superman and Lois is gonna deliver for me. So yeah. Okay. Well, fellas, it's that special magical time of the week. Who are your nominees for Dummies of the Week? Jace, why don't we break ground here? And I'm going to go with never mind. Why don't you start off, Jason?
Oh, man. Well, once again, I'm going to actually extended this time to the fans of Mr. Morgan Whalen for deciding they needed to put up a billboard telling the music industry that he suffered enough for his, racist behavior, and it's time to put him back on music again. And his apologies are enough, and he needs to be back on radio. Apologies were just enough. So he's done with timeout. Let's hear Morgan Mercy back on TV. And yes, I know I got that wrong for a reason. Yeah, these fans are my dummies of the week.
We're past kneeling. And in that same vein, my nominee is Jay-Z, Philadelphia 76ers owner Michael Rubin, rapper Meek Mill, and an assorted allotment of others. Because these clowns bought New England Patriots owner Robert Kraft a blue drop-top Bentley. No, but the one thing the one feature they weren't able to include in there were free hand massages. That was not part of it. But come on, man, this dude is an owner of a football team, and you're like, yo, let's pony up, let's cash in to get him a Bentley.
A billionaire.
Was this a bet they lost or something?
No,
right.
Kraft was like, yo, I'm never gonna buy this for myself. This is too much money. As a billionaire, I'm not going to buy it for myself. These guys are like, yo, we got to look out for our boy. Let's get him a Bentley. This right there is in a nutshell.
They're all supposed to be connected. They're all supposed to be connected to this, this movement together. They're doing some kind of business together where they're trying to further equal rights or some other thing.
Yeah, Robert Kraft apparently helped with the whole let's get Meek Mill out of prison deal. But, he doesn't need a Bentley for that.
He's like,
right. I'll pay. If my boy has Bentley money, and use it. You got me out of prison. I'll take it.
We're in the shug. Did you get it? We couldn't get it. Fuck you guys, man. Yeah, it must be nice, man.
It must be. I want to live in that fantasy world where it's like, yo, let me get the white billionaire owner a car that he thinks is a frivolous waste of money. All right, Gunner, you got any nominees?
Not after that. Nah. I was trying to think of something, but shit. That's terrible. All of them. All
around. And next week, we'll be back. Bigger, better than ever. We're going to talk Bad Batch. We're going to talk low-key and a few more fun stuff. So we will be back next week. Fellas, thank you as always for rolling with me. Thank y'all out there for listening. This episode of Lyle's Movie Files has been filed.